Hi everybody, Madison here, bringing you 30 minutes of yoga to help relieve stress and anxiety. I think this video is great for everyone, even if you don't suffer from stress and anxiety, especially with the state of the world right now. I think we could all use 30 minutes just to kind of stay centered and give ourselves a little love so that we have the energy to give back and contribute. So that is what we are going to do today. We're going to stay pretty active. We're going to move through some balance postures to try to keep the mind really focused and centered. And then we're going to move through some nice back bends, try to open up the chest, encourage the shoulders back, more positive posture, and also create a little bit more space around the heart to encourage better energy flow there. So that is what we are going to get into today. Hop on your mat, and we will get started in a nice, comfortable seated position. Gently close the eyes. Bring the hands to the thighs. Either face up if you'd like to receive some energy today. Maybe face down if you need to find a little bit of grounding here. Rooting down through the tailbone, reaching out through the crown of the head, finding extension in the spine. And just bringing our awareness to the breath. Slow, easy inhales and exhales in and out of the nose. Feeling the body expand on each inhale. And the body contract on each exhale. A few more breaths on your own here. Nice, and then we're just going to move into some deep belly breaths. So let's bring the right hand to the stomach. And on the next inhale, we're going to draw air all the way to the bottom of the lungs. We're going to contract the diaphragm, sending it down into the abdomen, sending the belly outwards, making a nice big round stomach. And then on the exhale, we're going to pull the navel back towards the spine, getting all of that old stale air out of the lungs. So let's move through 3 of those breaths together. And on your next inhale, get the right hand on the stomach, pulling in as much air as we can, inhaling, inhaling. Taking one last sip of air, and slowly we exhale out of the nose, drawing the navel back towards the spine, emptying out all the old air, and we inhale, filling the lungs, sending the belly outward, filling, 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 and we slowly exhale. One more nice big inhale. One last sip of air at the top, and slowly exhale. Bring the right hand back to the right leg. One breath together, inhale. Exhale. Gently blink the eyes open. We're going to roll over onto all fours, meeting in tabletop. Checking our alignment here. Wrists, elbows, shoulders are stacked. Knees right under the hips. And a nice soft engagement in the core so that we're not dipping or arching too much. Let's take one inhale here at a neutral spine. Exhale, still pulling that navel up, emptying out that air. And on the next inhale, we'll drop it down, cow pose, sending the belly down, releasing through the low back, gaze rises up. And exhale, cat pose, rounding the spine, sending the navel up. And Inhale, dropping down, release through that low back. Gaze rises up. And exhale. Rounding. Emptying out all that air. And inhale. Drop in the belly. And one last exhale to cat pose. Really exaggerating here. And on the next inhale, we'll meet in a nice neutral spine. I'm going to turn to the front just so you guys can see a bit better, but feel free to stay on your mat. All right. From here, we're going to inhale, sending the left fingertips forward. Finding balance here. Feeling steady and strong, rooting down through that right palm. And on the next inhale, we're going to shoot the right toes back, flexing the foot, reaching out through the heel, reaching out through the left fingertips, finding length. And on the exhale, we'll send the left hand to the left, right foot to the right, dropping that right foot down, inhaling up. Fingertips rise up, gaze rise up. And we exhale, sending the right hand down the right leg and meeting in gate pose. Reaching those left fingertips over towards the right. Finding space in that left side body. Staying focused on the breath. Maybe if you want to open up that chest even more, we'll flip that left hand up towards the sky. Feeling that extra opening in the chest. Inhale, reaching those left fingertips over. And exhaling, sinking into the space. Next inhale, we engage the core, draws us back up. And we'll exhale, dropping the left palm directly under that left shoulder, lifting the right toes, and sending the right fingertips up towards the sky. Right leg is parallel. Right fingertips are shooting straight up towards the sky. And we meet in kneeling half moon. Feeling steady and strong here. Everything is engaged in this full body pose. Keeping that right leg lifted. Don't let it sink down as we breathe through this pose. We're working, everything's engaged. Stay strong, stay centered on the breath. Just a few more breaths here. One more inhale, lifting that right leg, reaching the right fingertips. And on an exhale, we'll drop the right foot. We'll inhale up, fingertips gaze rise up. And we'll exhale, dropping the palms down in front of us, bringing the right knee back to meet the left, and meeting in tabletop. Let's move through one cat-cow on your own here, just to reset the spine. Inhale. Maybe rocking backwards and forwards a little. Exhale. Cat pose. And inhale, we meet in a neutral spine, and move on to the next side. On the next inhale, we shift those right fingertips forward. Of course, turn it on, rounding down through the left palm. Steady here. Inhale, reach the left foot back. Foot is flexed, we're reaching out of the left heel, out of the right fingertips. Finding length, feeling that long line of energy. And on an exhale, we'll send the right hand to the right, left foot to the left, dropping the left foot down. Inhale, we rise up, stay. Rise up, and exhale, drop the left hand down, reaching the right fingertips over towards the left, and meeting in gate pose. Finding a nice, beautiful opening in that right side body, and just using the breath to work through this pose and find more space here. Maybe flipping that right palm up towards the sky, opening up that chest. One more inhale and exhale. Next inhale brings us back up. And exhale, point at the right palm directly underneath the right shoulder. Left fingertips are up towards the sky. And we lift that left leg up to parallel, meeting and kneeling half moon. Gaze rises up towards the left fingertips. And we just breathe here, feeling our strength. Staying centered on the breath. Flexing that left foot. Breathing through this posture, maintaining the lift, even if you start to shake a little in that left leg. One more inhale, reach, reach, reach. And exhale, we plant the left foot. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, meeting in tabletop. Alright, so we're going to go over to the mat here. And let's tuck the toes and send the hips all the way up towards the sky on our tippy toes. And send the hips back, letting the heels fall down towards the mat. They don't need to be directly on the mat, they're just working that way. So we meet in our first down dog. Nice pressure in all 10 fingertips to take a little weight out of the wrists. Shoulders are away from the ears. And we're working the heels down towards the mat and the sit bones up towards the sky, letting that opposing energy further that opening in the back of the legs here. Let's take a few breaths. Last exhale here. Inhale the right toes all the way up towards the sky, three-legged dog. And we're going to exhale the right foot through to the front of the mat, coming onto the ball of the back foot, engaging the core, and rising up, high lunge. Front knee is right over front ankle. Standing on the ball of the back foot. And breathing here, relaxing the shoulders, tucking those low ribs in. Sending the breath to that opening in the left hip. One more inhale, reach the fingertips up. And we're going to exhale the arms into goal post arms, sending the gaze up towards the sky, pulling the shoulder blades together across the upper back. Finding a nice opening in the chest here. Maintain that bend in the front leg. And breathe. Next inhale, we send the fingertips back up to the sky, meeting in high lunge. And then we're going to jump this back foot up 6 inches or so, straighten out that front leg. Inhale. And from here we're going to exhale, hinging right at the hips, keeping that nice long straight spine. Hinging, hinging, hinging. Slow as we can. And then eventually we let the fingertips find the mat and settle into pyramid pose here. This is a pretty intense stretch, so if a straight leg is too much, feel free to bring a little bend into that knee, whichever stretch feels better for you. Working to square off the hips. Every inhale, we find length in the spine, and every exhale, we fill that space. Working with the breath, breathing into that intense opening in the right leg. One more breath here. Nice. Now we're going to bring a bend into that front leg. Start to bring the weight down into the right foot, through the right leg, grounding down. And then when we're ready, we're going to inhale up into Warrior Three with airplane arms. Sending the fingertips back. I'm shaky today. Fingertips back, right or left foot is back. Left foot's flexed. We're reaching out of the left heel, keeping the hips as square as we can. Finding strength and ease in this pose. Breathing, finding a nice tristy on the ground. And on the next inhale, we're going to bring the hands to heart center, and then we're just going to hinge through the hips, trying not to move anything else. We're going to move that left foot in right next to the right, and we meet at the top of our mat with hands in prayer pose. Let's inhale, the fingertips rise up. Exhale, arms by the side, with the fingertips, or the palms actually. The palms are face forward. We're grounding down through all four corners of the feet. And let's just gently close the eyes for one breath. Gently blink the eyes open. Inhale, fingertips, gaze rise up. And exhale with a flat back, hinging at the hips. We'll fold all the way forward. We're going to inhale with a flat back, halfway lift, hands to the shins or thighs. Exhale, fold, planting the palms, stepping the right foot back and then the left, meeting in plank pose. And then either knees on the mat or full chaturanga, we exhale down, tucking those elbows halfway. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Nice, now let's move on to the left side. Inhaling those left toes all the way up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhaling, bringing the left foot all the way through the front of the mat, coming onto the ball of the back foot. We inhale and rise up, high lunge. Want to focus on the same things here. Front knee over front ankle, shoulders are relaxed, lower ribs are tucked in. And we just feel this pose, feel the opening in the right leg, and breathe through it. Sending as much focus and attention as we can to the breath. Next inhale, we reach up. Exhale, goalpost arms, opening up the chest, gaze rises up. Pull those shoulder blades together across the back. And just a slight back bend here, really focusing on opening up the chest. Maintaining that bend in the front leg. One more breath here. Inhale, fingertips rise up, meeting high lunge. And then we're going to jump this right foot forward, preparing for pyramid pose. Inhale, fingertips, gaze rise up. And exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips with a nice straight, strong, long spine. Folding, folding, folding. Eventually letting the fingertips fall to the mat. Trying to maintain that straight, long spine. And just really using the breath in this pose. It's a pretty intense opening in the back of that left leg. So we just want to breathe to find length, inhaling, and exhale to fold a little deeper. And once you find your edge, just breathing there. One more inhale, let's straighten that spine, almost coming to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold one more time. And then we'll start to prepare for our warrior three. So we're gonna bring a bend into that left knee, grounding down through the left foot. And when we're ready, we inhale, extending the fingertips back, airplane arms, left or right foot back, and we meet in warrior three. Working the body as close to parallel with the ground as we can, and finding that long line of energy out through the crown of the head, all the way down, out through the heel of that back foot. Breathing here, finding that focal point, feeling steady and strong. One more round of breath. And then we'll bring the hands to heart center, slowly hinging at the hips, not trying to move anything else. Bring the right foot in line with the left and meet at the top of the mat. Let's inhale, sending fingertips gaze up towards the sky. And exhale to flat back, fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on the shins or thighs. Exhale, release, planting the palms, stepping the right foot back, followed by the left. And we meet in plank pose. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Find that nice straight long body and breathe. A little shakiness is okay, that means we're building strength. One more inhale. And on an exhale, we're going to lower all the way down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering all the way down to the mat. We'll line up the fingertips right underneath the shoulders. Bring the chin to the mat. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift up, lifting the chest, engaging the low back. We're really focusing on using the muscles in the low back to achieve this pose. We want to keep the glutes and the hamstrings nice and relaxed. Engage that low back, breathe, and release. One round of breath here. And inhale, chin to the mat, and rise up again. Revisiting this pose, really focusing on that lower back, maybe finding enough strength in the low back to lift the hands off the mat to hover. And release. Sending the arms long by the sides. Take one round of breath here together. Inhale. And exhale. Next inhale brings our chin to the mat. Hands out to the corners, feet out to the corners as we prepare for a version of King Cobra. So on the next inhale, we're going to ground down through palms, rising up, using that lower back. This is a pretty intense back bend, so come in as slow as you need. Find your edge, whether you need to keep the arms a little bent, maybe you can reach full straight arms. This is an intense back bend, so take it easy and keep that breath flowing. One more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way back down to the mat. And we're going to move into bow pose, which is again a bit intense, so if you want to revisit King Cobra instead of moving into this pose, that's fine. They're all great back bends. King Cobra is actually quite intense, so we're going to move on to bow pose for those who like. We're going to inhale the feet off the mat, reaching around, grabbing the top of the feet, the ankles, the toes, whatever we can reach. Getting set here. We'll inhale, lifting the chest. And then on the exhale, we're going to kick back into the hands, lifting the body, arching the back. Letting the breath rock us back and forth. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Releasing everything down to the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. And we're going to lift up and back all the way into down dog. So press up, plank pose. Shift back, down dog. Nice. From here, we're going to inhale the right toes up towards the sky, letting the right foot fall over towards the left, peeking at that right foot under the left shoulder, trying to keep equal pressure on both the right and the left hands, keeping the shoulders as square as we can, and just enjoying that opening in the hip. On the next inhale, reach that right knee up a little higher. And we're going to exhale all the way down and around into pigeon pose. So we'll bring the right knee to the right wrist, left ankle, or right ankle, left wrist. So the full expression of this pose is the shins parallel to the front of the mat, but it's quite an intense stretch. So wherever you need this leg to be comfortable, we're going to plant the fingertips, rise up, square off the hips. Inhale and exhale, folding over the front leg, coming onto forearms, maybe stacking the fists and resting there, or maybe you have enough space to come all the way down to the mat. Finding the peace in this pose, breathing through it. Sending the breath to the hip. We carry so much emotion in the hips, so they're always like really tight and really tender when we move into this stretch. So just send the breath there. Try to create more space and open things up as much as you can. One more nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. And plant the palms, rising back up. We're going to tuck the back toes. Inhale all the way up, three-legged dog. And exhale, downward dog. Move right on to the next side. So let's inhale the left toes up towards the sky, letting the left foot fall over towards the right, opening that hip, peeking at the left foot under the right armpit, squaring off the shoulders. One more inhale, we reach that left knee up towards the sky, and we're going to exhale, bring it all the way around, pigeon pose, left knee, left wrist, left ankle, right wrist, or as close as we can get it. Maybe shifting that right knee back, come up onto fingertips. Inhale, and exhale, fold. Every side's different. So find a comfortable spot here and just focus on that breath. Intentionally send the breath to that left hip and try to create just a little bit more space and ease in that joint. One more nice deep breath here. And we'll plant the palms, rising back up, tucking the back toes. We're going to inhale all the way back up, three-legged dog. And exhale the left foot down to meet the right, down dog. From here, we're just going to take little baby steps. all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale with a flat back, we rise all the way up. Exhale, meeting at the top of the mat. Bring the arms straight in front of the shoulders, rise onto the balls of the feet. And on a count of 10, we're just going to lower all the way down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I'm going to shift back to seated here. Actually, let's bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Hands are just behind the knees. And we're going to move into boat pose. We're going to inhale, bringing the shins parallel to the mat. Maybe setting the arms out wide, maybe straightening out the legs. And we're going to lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And finally coming to rest on our backs. We're going to inhale the shins to parallel. Wrapping we're going to come into eagle leg. So we'll wrap this right foot or right leg over top of the left, maybe hooking the right toes behind the left shin. And then we're just going to let the legs fall over towards the left, arms out to a T, and gaze over the right fingertips. Finding this supine twist. If this is too much for you, just knees together here, falling over towards the left. You're going to find that same release in the back. Gazes over the right fingertips, and we just breathe here. Relaxing. Noticing any differences in our body from when we started to now. One more breath. Exhale. Inhale, we engage the core, bring the legs back to center, unwind. And we'll move on to the next side, wrapping the left leg over top of the right, maybe hooking those toes, maybe not, maybe just keeping the knees in line. And then we're going to let the legs fall over towards the right. Arms are out to a T, and gazes over the left fingertips. Just letting your body melt into this twist, releasing any tension. One more breath here, nice and deep. Inhale. Slow exhale. Next inhale brings us back to center. Lower the legs down to the mat, bringing the soles of the feet to touch, meeting in reclined butterfly pose. Bringing the right arm to the belly, feeling the breath. Left hand comes to the chest to feel the heart. And we're just going to take a few breaths here. Staying in touch, staying in tune. And when you're ready, we're going to reach the right foot out, followed by the left. Bringing the arms down to the sides of the mat. Palms are face up. And take a second here. If something doesn't feel quite right, maybe you need to adjust the hips, the shoulders, a hair on your face. Just take a few minutes. Make sure that you're comfortable. We want to take these next few minutes in Shavasana to really lie in complete stillness. Stillness in the body, stillness in the mind. So make any necessary adjustments. And once you find your comfortable spot, Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale out of the mouth. Release. One more like that. Maybe sticking the tongue out on the exhale this time. Inhale. One last sip of air. Exhale. And relax into Shavasana. Letting a wave of relaxation and ease wash over the body, removing any tensions, any tight spots. Acknowledging any thoughts that come up, and just letting them float by, not dwelling on them, not expanding upon them, just acknowledging them and letting them move on. If you're at peace here, please feel free to stay. Otherwise, we'll start to wiggle the fingertips and the toes, making fists, spreading the hands wide. And then we're going to inhale, bring the arms straight overhead. Legs come together. And we take a nice stretch like we just woke up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale. Bring the knees into the chest. Giving yourself a nice hug. Maybe rocking side to side. Massaging the low back and the kidneys. And either rocking up or coming onto one side. Try to keep the eyes closed if you can. We're going to meet in seated right where we started. Hands on the thighs. Find that nice long spine, find the extension. Inhale. Exhale. And let's inhale, sweeping the fingertips up towards the sky. Palms meet at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Feeling grateful for your practice and taking some time to be on your mat today. Thank you so much for joining me, and namaste.